Have you got what it takes to be a time trialer? Find out how right now. Welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. We're here for another episode of How To. Today we are joined with Tom Vaux, who is a cyclist, but he's more than that. What is it?
Time Trailest?
Time Trailest? So what is Time Trailest for those that don't know?
Okay, so time trialing is riding as fast as you can. So over a set distance, you cycle as quick as you can. Timer starts at the start. You go as fast as you can.
Okay, so it seems more niche than just cycling.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intensive.
Okay.
So if you're doing a 100-mile ride, it's more about endurance.
I'm doing a what now?
100-mile ride. Okay, I've done a few, but I've raced 10 miles as fast as you can. Sounds easy.
What speed are you going at when you're doing time trial?
25, 30 miles an hour.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
So you're as fast as the cars on the road with you.
Wow. How did you get into cycling? For those that want to, how do you become a time trialist?
Yeah, so I started more with endurance cycling really. I used to go to the gym a lot, lift weights and things, and a friend one day just said, fancy doing this event? So 100 kilometres, so 65 miles. I went, yeah, why not? Borrowed my grandpa's bike and then just kept going.
What kind of bike was that?
So it's from 1980s.
Wow.
So in the ride, going down this hill, there's a hairpin at the bottom, pulled the brakes on, turned, and the wheel carried on forward, and the handlebars went left. Got it back straight and carried on. Got to the end.
Okay.
Was cramping up. Everything went wrong that day. It rained, but I was hooked. Absolutely loved it.
So even though after that you were still like,
Yeah.
this is something I want to do.
Yeah, it was good fun being
Wow.
outside, pushing myself, and then I just love pushing myself. So I got into time trialing, so you're against the clock. You can always improve.
Okay. So to be able to get to, I guess, a semi-professional or professional state, what were some tips? If you could do like 5 tips or as many as you can on what we should do to become a time trialist.
Yeah, I think the biggest tip of all is just consistent training. So you've got across the board, you've got everything from nutrition to training to recovering.
Wow.
And if you can focus on those and keep them nice and constant,
Okay.
you can really improve. So
Cool.
just getting out on the bike, so you've got your training,
Yeah.
you've got your nutrition, so making sure you're eating right,
Okay.
staying nice and fueled, and then recovery, which is probably the most under.
Yeah. So you don't hear many people talk about recovery.
No.
Why is that so important?
So you don't overtrain. So
You can overtrain. Okay.
yeah, so you can push yourself too hard so your body doesn't recover enough the energy it should. So that's a good excuse to sit down, play your games on the sofa.
No, I can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So get your training in first.
Yeah.
Eat right.
Yeah.
And then you can sit down and have a play.
Fantastic. Who are some of the heroes that who you would say are your mentors or who you look up to? Like, some of those guys that go, I want to be like that.
Yeah, so there's a few really.
Hmm.
I think a really good opportunity I had was to meet Bradley Wiggins
Oh,
on the first stage of his first ever Tour de France win. So first
Wow.
British rider to ever win Tour de France. I met him on the first stage. So
wow.
he was ignoring all the media, going back to his car. And then I think because he heard I was British, he came over and had a photo with me.
Nice.
So that was good.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
Do you think you could give us 3 tips of what we should do and what we should not do?
Mhm.
I mean, maybe a bit more concise so we can go, yeah, I can do that, yeah, I can do that.
Mhm.
No, I shouldn't do that.
Of course, yeah. So one of the main tips that I like to give people is join a local cycling club.
Okay.
So that's quite a good way to meet other people and not worry about what roads you're riding on, anything like that, and you can just push yourself a little bit more.
That's good.
But then that relates to a don't. So don't compare yourself to other people.
See,
Should be
I'd
you
doing
against
that.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so work on your own ability and get better yourself.
Okay.
Another really simple thing is just to clean your bike. Keep it nice and clean so that it works. And it saves you money as well. So you don't have
Okay.
to replace parts as quickly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What about don'ts?
Okay. So don't ride without a helmet. Safety first.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
It seems really basic, but you see so many people that just out there with their earphones in, no helmet, on the main road.
yeah, it's crazy. Especially if you're time trialing as well. You're going at
course, you're
some
flying.
fast speeds, and
Yeah.
a lot of the time you're actually riding on dual carriageways because they're faster, straighter routes. So
Yeah.
got
okay.
cars going past at 60
Helmet.
miles an hour, and yeah, helmets are important.
Okay. Yeah. What about some of the other gear? Like I see these guys in kind of lycra suits and all those kind of streamlined helmets, and their bikes are really thin and light. How important is the gear?
Yes, it's really important. I mean, one of the key things you're fighting against is air resistance, which you don't even think about. It's all around you now. But when you're going at that kind of speed, if you're sat up pedaling, everything's going to be hitting your chest. Whereas when you're down in that tuck position, you become really aerodynamic. That's why you see a lot of guys sitting in wind tunnels testing.
Oh, I see.
So you see people with the pointy helmet.
So that's not actually just trying to look cool by doing that.
That as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's all scientific.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for giving us pointers. They're really helpful. Now we come to kind of my favourite part of the show, where I get to ask weird and wacky questions. So, Tom, tea or coffee?
Yes. Coffee.
Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
Heihachi or Eddie?
Eddie.
Nice.
Yeah. Bit of break dancing.
Are you pretty good still at
No.
Tekken? No.
No.
Okay. Let's try. If I were to send you into the future and you didn't have an option, you just had to go because you were told or you were dragged there, and you were in your room, what's one thing you could take with you? You can only take one thing. So you get to grab one thing in your bedroom. What could you take?
Bike.
Bike. Your bike's in your room?
I have one on the wall. Yeah.
Oh, that was handy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. If you have any more questions to ask them, put your comments down below. If you'd like to know more about time trialing, I'm sure Tom can get back to you.
Of course.
And just ask us away. Bye.